afternoon, morning, is in the house. He's forever and always. Welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I'm the Mighty One, Angel Snubbing Up 7. And of course, I am also your soul brother, number 1. I was walking out of an establishment, and sometimes you have people that's selling something in front of a store. You have those in Christmas time. You have those bell ringers from the Salvation Army, and you have little children. Will you donate to our football team, our basketball team, some project the little children want to do, and things of that nature. So I'm walking out the store, and there's a setup, and I could tell it was religious, had crosses and, you know, the symbols of Christianity. And the lady asked me, would I like to donate to help them do whatever the project. I did not really listen to the details. I'm just tripping off the fact you're asking for donations. I'm going to tell you why. And I told the lady, right now I don't have any spare change, but I do have a question for you. Why are you out here asking for donations or begging? I would prefer to say begging. But yet you claim, or you're claiming, that you represent or you're doing something for God. And she looked at me like, what are you saying? I'm begging. I said, yes, because, now correct me, ma'am, if I'm in error, but isn't God all wise, all knowing, and of course, all powerful? And let's just think about the all powerful part. If God is all powerful, why do you have to, if you are connected to this power, why are you begging on the street for donations? Your God should have the power to give you whatever you want. And she really didn't know how to, explain that. Because it's very easy. If I am connected to the people who own the Popeye's chicken restaurant, I'm connected to them, then I should have no problem getting a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Why should I have to buy something and I'm connected to the actual people that's responsible for the Popeye's chicken sandwich? If I'm connected to the electric company, why am I paying an electric bill? I'm connected to power. If I'm connected to the gas company, why am I paying a gas bill? I'm connected to power. So why, if you're connected to God, why are you out here begging for change like you are a beggar? Your God should provide, not me, what you need me for. Why are you asking disbelievers? Why are you asking people who would give a damn? Why would you ask sinners, people of whom you say going to hell because they are sinning, Why are you out here begging everybody
Speed warning.
that is not connected to your power source, asking them for their little change, like you a common beggar, a bum? She really didn't know how to respond. My mother, like so many, she believed in Jesus Christ and she was a Christian. My mother, when I was a young man, little boy, like many parents, took her children to church. I was raised in the Baptist church, went to church in Mississippi. And then in the early 1970s, I think it was 71 or 72, I probably was 8 or 9 years old, my mother moved us to the state of Illinois. And of course, just because you move don't mean you change your faith. One of the first things she wanted to do was find a church that we could attend. My mother always liked to sing, and we would be my mother's background, and we would help our mother sing, you know, these gospel songs. My mother really enjoyed going to church. One of the very few things that my mother did enjoy, I rarely saw my mother be happy, but she did like going to church, and that made her smile. So I was happy to be in church because it made my mother smile, and she was happy. But then there was a difference between the church in Mississippi and the church, this new church that we began to attend. And my mother, it only happened one time, and my mother was done. And what made my mother upset was they passed the charity plate around. That wasn't a problem, because you go to church, you expect for the church to ask for charity. What made my mother upset was when they passed the plate for the second time, and then for the third time. And when we got home, my mother told us we'll never be going to church, back to church again. She did not like that. My mother told us church was not supposed to be about gaining monetary crap. It's supposed to be about learning about Jesus, saving your soul so that you can go to heaven. That's what it's about. And she's not gonna let some sickos leech off of her. The hell with church. My mother remained a believer in God and still remains a believer in God, but she would never put nothing in that plate again. And she lost all respect for churches. A bunch of beggars, a bunch of leeches, a bunch of exploiters. And as a little boy, I'm like, wow. In a way, I was happy. I was getting tired of going to church anyway, really. I just was going because my mother went to church, and also I had a lot of questions about those teachings as a little boy. Some of those teachings didn't sound right to me or whatever, so when Mama said, we don't have to go to church no more, it was fine with me. Just recently, the rapper T.I. was at a church, a Sunday service, I believe, that Kanye West was giving in Atlanta, Georgia. And this rapper T.I., his wife Tiny, another rapper 2 Chainz and his wife, they got there sort of late, so they missed the first passing, I guess you would say, of the plate. And this pastor, Jamal Bryant, I believe that's what his name, he made sure that he personally come out and he told the audience, especially looking at those in the front, especially those that they know that have celebrity and money, if you want your blessings, you need to donate $1,000. And T.I. didn't say anything, but somebody took a picture, and all T.I.'s facial expression was worth 1,000 words. And T.I. would eventually say, basically, he ain't with that. T.I. said that he felt like he was being extorted. And that's what it sounds like to me. Extortion. What do your God need money for anyway? God does not need money. God is the all-powerful. You have a bunch of leeches, a bunch of suckers, usually found in these large churches, because I know pastors and preachers who don't take a dime from the congregation. They have jobs, they work their job. In fact, they donate to the church, so the bills, the electric, the gas, and the expenses of the church, a special thing the church is doing, they go in their pocket just like anybody else. They do not run around here in limousines and jet planes and their own personal ambulance or none of this stuff. So you have these large churches, basically, that don't give a damn nothing to the community, don't give nothing back to the believers in the church, and you see them sit around and get rich. That's what I saw when I was in the Nation of Islam. I was a Muslim selling bean pies, newspapers. Also, I was a beggar for money. I'm begging for all this money, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. I'm the one begging for all this money. If I was smart, I should have kept some of it myself. But no, I'm not going to do that because I'm an honest person. But I'm doing all this begging. Nothing is happening with my temple, but we notice the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Chicago temple is looking really, really good. Really, really good. And then somebody like Farrakhan would tell you and teach you that you're supposed to do for yourself. And for the whole 40 years of so-called work he has been doing, he's been a professional beggar. That's what all these church leaders are. Professional beggars. But then you will look down upon somebody that really needs money, somebody that really needs help, standing on a freeway interest. You'll look down upon them, give them a couple of dollars, and look at them and pity them because they have to beg. They're asking for donations. But the preacher and all these reverends get a pass. It's all right for them to be professional beggars. And that's all it is, professional beggarism. Is that a word? Beggarism. And that's all right. And they're supposed to represent God. God's supposed to love humanity. God's supposed to be a helper of his believers. Who in the hell are these people helping? Except themselves. They're taking advantage of your sincerity. They're taking advantage of your honesty. And you think that they have some type of special divine connection to God. And you have to pay them. Like that man said to T.I., if you want your blessings, you need to pay me $1,000. So, if you pay the $1,000 or the $50, will you get your blessing? I wish I could have been there. I wish I had the $1,000 to give to that bastard. And I would have told him, I'm going to give you this $1,000. If I don't get my blessings, I'm coming back to kick your ass. And all of you should think that way. Since I'm paying for a blessing, $1,000, and the sucker never asks, what is this blessing supposed to be? Hell, I might not even want the blessing. But whatever that blessing is, if I don't get it, you give me my money back, or I'm kicking your ass right here in this church. And that's not a threat, that's a promise. Don't play with me. And see, you playing with God. If that's the case, see, these people are playing with God. They don't have no power to bless you anyway. The blessing comes from God. What you giving them $1,000 for? And God is not asking you for $1,000. What the hell is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with your religious mindset? There's nothing, if you want to believe in God, that's okay. Me personally, I don't have a problem with you. I do have a problem when you allow a certain mindset, you allow certain people to get over on you. Like Farrakhan and T.D. Jakes and this Jamal Bryant guy and the late Bishop Eddie Long and all these Joel Osteen and all these suckers. They're leeches taking advantage of you. They're not looking out for your best interest. They do not represent no God. God don't need your money. Now, of course, you need to pay the bills of the church. But of course, as you see, it's overkill. You giving these pastors and these preachers, and some of you, oh wow, some of you will actually give some of these bloodsuckers your rent money, your gas bill money, your student loan money. You would give it to them and worry about all that later on because you're doing something that you believe, God wants you to do. God does not want you to be fleeced. Your scriptures tell you about the good shepherd. The good shepherd is a protector. A good shepherd is a good caretaker. These people are wolves in sheep's clothing. Stop letting them get over on us, on you. That's not the real church. They don't represent no God. They don't represent no Allah or Jesus or Yashara or whatever the God is. What they need all this for? Why do a preacher of God need to be a millionaire? Share that with your flock. Share that with your members. So everybody can be blessed. That's the real blessing. Share your bean soup with your brothers and sisters. There is no big I's and little U's. Everybody is the same. If Farrakhan is rich, all of us need to be rich. Why is he special, laying up in a big house, eating the best of food? He's not on the street selling bean pies and final call newspapers. He's not doing that either. Big shot. I'm too big. I'm too great. I'm divine. I'm special. And your pastors and your preachers laying around, having out of wedlock children, raping believers in the church. Big shot. Better than you. Some of y'all is in the church of T.D. Jakes and never even had a chance to even talk to the guy. Many of these people are following Louis Farrakhan, never met the man in person, never shook his hand or nothing. And you giving all your money, your everything to these leeches of God. What are they really doing for the community? Nothing. What are they doing for you? Nothing. So you give them your electric bill money and your rent money, and then you mess around and your rent is due. Minister Farrakhan, according to a sister, made a video, told his people that he don't run a charity. He don't run a welfare organization. Don't come beg the temple to pay your bills. Wow. But you sacrifice your rent money for the faith, but the faith don't have your back when things don't go good for you, and you thought you was gonna be able to pay your bills. For some reason, you didn't get blessed. So if God is on your side, why are you on the street begging for money? What you need my help for? You got God. You don't need my $2. You don't need my $3 or my 25, 26 cents or whatever. God is on your side. You got power on your side. A bunch of professional beggars. This religion has nothing to do with the faith. They don't give a damn whether you go to heaven or hell as long as they get paid. As long I suggest to you that you read we've been conditioned to believe in God, and that's not, and you have a personal connection to God, and I know all that, so you don't want to disconnect yourself from God because you got some leech pastors out there. Seriously need to rethink, reevaluate, and really look at all this. Because if this really was of God, how could it so easily be manipulated and corrupted that it can be used as a tool to rip off those who are believers? They use God, remember, to justify slavery. They use these teachings. How could a God that's supposed to be against slavery, but the Bible and Quran, these books are used to justify slavery and other evil? Maybe it's not, these are books of God. Maybe these are books of men that they claim God has something to do with. Because if you notice, you have the Holy Bible and you have the Holy Quran. When you go to the library and you get a book, it says something like The Fall of America, written by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Fall of America is the title of the book. The author is Elijah Muhammad. You got the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, but there is no author. They said this is the book of God, but it does not say written, or the author is Allah or Jesus or nobody. It just said Holy Bible, Holy Quran. It does not tell you, it does not say written by God. Because it's not. All of it is hearsay information. So-and-so says so-and-so. Jesus is the main character in the New Testament. And Jesus did not write, or they don't even claim that Jesus wrote not one word. Was he illiterate? Why he could not write something of his own? The New Testament is talking about what people said that Jesus said, what Jesus did. Jesus himself did not write nothing. Just like the Quran. The Quran was supposed to be revealed to the prophet by Allah. But Allah does not write anything. What is wrong with Allah? Allah don't know how to read? Allah don't know how to write? There's a lot of things y'all need to really look at this. I understand how you feel, but something here is really, really wrong. And these books, wherever you find the Bible and Quran or religion, also spirit, so-called spirituality, you will find people that are exploited, poverty-stricken, catching hell. And the reason why they believe in the Bible and Quran is because these books give them hope because of their bad condition. These books give them hope. Maybe after I die, things will get better. Things will get better. But those who control, those who are at the top of the belief system, they're not waiting to die. They are getting paid right now. Louis Farrakhan and T.D. Jakes and Joel Osteen, and the list goes on and on. They getting paid. And you got hope. And you have your faith in the promise of a better tomorrow. But yet, 1,400 years later, 2,000 years later, you still catching hell. Your condition of humanity with both of these books, billions of believers, and you still suffering. No heaven, no hereafter, no nothing. And the begging for money and the exploitation and all that stuff rolls on. This should tell you something. It's not real, brothers and sisters. It's not real. I'm not trying to take your faith away and your hope and what. I'm not trying to do that. I'm tired of these people exploiting us, getting over on us. It's not real. And you have a group of people, they know it's not real. You working so hard, and here you are, you work so hard and give your credit to a God that didn't do a damn thing for you. You did all the work. And you giving all the credit to God. You don't deserve none of the praise, None of the accolades. But you done it. Your brain. Your hands. And you giving all the credit to something that didn't do nothing to help you. I asked the person on my Facebook yesterday about their God. They was calling me a hater and calling me a liar. And I told them, I said, if your home was invaded, would your God protect you from those bullets? They never did answer me. How many churches, how many mosques, how many synagogues, how many are dead right now? And God didn't do nothing. The only thing people can do is make excuses why God didn't do this. And clearly, God has not protected nobody for thousands of years. None of these gods, whether it's Jesus, Muhammad, Allah, or the Mayan God or the Olmec God, these gods ain't did a damn thing for nobody. There's no evidence. There's no evidence. We've been lied to. Like Malcolm said, you've been bamboozled for thousands of years. This belief in God is something that somebody made up trying to explain what they could not explain. And they couldn't wait for the real explanation, so they made up stuff. During the history of humanity, of course, as you know, they worship the sun as a god. They worship the dog as a god. They worship bears as a god, snakes and crocodiles. People have made all kinds of stuff God. And then when they understood what the sun really was, and a crocodile and a bear, then they made God where God is invisible, mysterious, so they can keep tricking you and controlling you. That's what it's about. It's about control, keeping you docile, leeching off of you, knowing that you're hopeless, and you're depending on this God supposed to come and save you instead of using your brain to save yourself. And until you learn how to use your brain and accept your reality, if humanity survives, we're going to be doing the same thing we're doing right now. And these leeching ass people going to keep doing what they're doing. Taking from you and giving you nothing. That's all this religion has ever done. Got you on the street begging for money. A beggar. Is this what God is about? Begging? You don't see nothing on this planet being a beggar unless they are helpless, like a baby bird, a puppy, begging for their mama's tit, because they're helpless. So are you saying that you're helpless? You're a grown man and a grown woman, and you're helpless? You gotta beg. You can't change your condition. You're a grown man and a grown woman with a supposed to be fully developed brain. And the only thing you know how to do, can you donate? Can you give to such and such? You got 50 cents? You got $1? I sell you a blessing for $1,000. Wow. Really? Really? We gotta do better. You're better than this, brothers and sisters. You're better than this. You need to get out of this slavery, because that's all it is. Another form of slavery. The Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry represents the end of slavery. No matter what the form is, you need to get out of slavery once and for all. This has to change. You deserve better, and you are better. These people are leeches. They're parasites, taking advantage of your bad condition, your ignorance. Religion and all this stuff is spirituality. Look on YouTube. All of them begging for money and trying to sell you something that don't work. Different kinds of elixirs and potions, witchcraft, blessings, and the stuff don't even work. You pretend it worked because you believe you want. Enough said on that. Let me get out of here. Let's stop drinking the Kool-Aid. You are worth and you're better than that. And you're smarter than that. You're smarter than that. Stop letting these people make a fool out of you. Stop allowing these folks to leech off of your blood. Love those who love you. Take care of those who love you. Y'all get together, love each other, take care of each other. That's the real blessed God. If you want to believe in God. Not this stuff, all these leeches and parasites. Don't believe the hype. That don't mean you no good. On that note, y'all take it easy. Wow, it was really quiet. But thank you in the chat room. Thank you out there, the listeners, and those who will listen to these words later on. Thank you so much. It's an honor. I did want to talk about something else. Maybe in another few hours I'll come back and talk about the other subject that I wanted to speak on. Until then, as Dr. Cornelius always said, I wish us love, peace, and we out.